Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the mycolorscreen channel. My name is Marco and this is the place where you can come if you want to find amazing looking Android home screens, lock screens, as well as anything related to Android customization. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to recreate a brilliant looking Android lock screen. So without any further ado, let's bring you today's video. Great everyone, so like I said, I'll be teaching you guys today how to recreate a brilliant looking Android lock screen. So let's just check it out. It is by the author THENEXT and it is titled Pass Lockerscreen, and I just really enjoy the professionalism and the uniqueness of this well-made lock screen. If we have a take a look at the top right here, we've got a very minimal, sleek weather design there in front of that blue, almost green background that follows throughout the theme. It also comes with your date and time over here that you can actually just quickly glance at, and it's not too hard to read. Got a little welcome sign there that always makes me feel better when I unlock my phone, almost like my Android is making me feel a whole lot better. If we have a look down below, we've got our user information. That's obviously just for show. There's no implementation for it just yet, but it also just makes it, or it just adds in that personal touch. And as always, because it's Widgetlocker, we've got this little login button here that, when tapped, will unlock your phone. So I really enjoy this lock screen. If you'd like to know how to recreate this very setup, well then, let us begin with today's video tutorial. Great, so before we begin, just letting you know what resources and apps that you'll be needing. Let's start off with those apps. Only 3 apps that you'll be needing will be Widgetlocker, UCCW, and ES File Explorer. Now I know Widgetlocker is a paid app, but it's probably one of the best locker screens or lock screen apps that you'll find on the market today. And obviously UCCW you'll be needing for those skins, so all the gingerbread guys, you're welcome. And then finally your ES File Explorer, you can pretty much use any file explorer, but this one just works well as you'll need to install a Widgetlocker theme. So also don't forget to check in the link in the description below for that resources link that you'll need to copy and extract onto your phone. If it's in a zip format, remember to either unzip it on your computer or using your ES File Explorer, you can just unzip it onto your phone straight away. Once you've got that folder onto your phone, you can then move on to installing that Widgetlocker theme. So like I said, once you've got that folder on your phone, I'm just going to bring up my ES File Explorer. Here is that login locker screen that you want to be copying onto your phone. Remember, if it's in a zip format, you want to unzip it either using your computer or the ES File Explorer straight away. Now it comes with this invisible tabs.wl or Widgetlocker theme. So what you want to do with that file, make sure that you've got Widgetlocker installed onto your phone, is that if you select it, comes up with a few options here, but the one that you want to be going for is the one that says obviously Widgetlocker. You're going to select it, comes with a few options here. I like just to go for install only, as we'll get into adding it a bit later. So that's basically all you need to do, and that is our setup done. So next we can move on to our Widgetlocker settings. Great, so for your Widgetlocker settings, if you just open up Widgetlocker right now, all you want to do is that if you have any apps or icons or widgets on your current lock screen, is that you just want to hold down on them and select remove, or just drag them into the bin at the bottom. So make sure that you have a completely blank screen. As next we want to select that little white icon there in the top right hand side, and this will bring up your Widgetlocker settings. First up, we're going to jump right into our look and feel, whereby you want to definitely select alternative wallpaper, unless obviously you just want to have the same wallpaper as your background. But from here we want to say select wallpaper. Next you can choose your preferred gallery app. As always, I like to go for Quick Pick, and from here you just want to find where you've copied that wallpaper onto your phone. Now all you have to do is then select it, and what you definitely want to do is to drag this into the top left hand side. Actually, I'm just joking. It's actually all the same color. It doesn't really matter at all where you go for, as long as it's pretty much taking up a bit of that wallpaper, and you want to select OK. And now your wallpaper will be configured. Next up, you can choose either your background tint. It's not too important, but you can always just make it a little bit darker if you don't always want to have a bright lock screen. Next up, you want to jump into your layout, whereby you want to deselect automatically determine grid size, and also make sure that if you've got this little padding area over here, if it's halfway, you want to bring it all the way down to the bottom, just so you can get in all your skins and widgets. Next up, now I do recommend going for quite a large grid size, just because it makes things a whole lot easier and it doesn't hurt the lock screen at all. So I went for a 12 by 12. It worked very well for me, so I'm just going to select save right now, and that is that done. Next up, we want to definitely enable hide notification bar. That's at 1 at the top, as we don't want this getting in the way of that awesome looking lock screen. You're going to select back now. We're going to go now into our advanced settings, whereby we want to first jump into, because I know a lot of people have a trouble with this, that if they select their menu button, then it just unlocks their phone straight away. So a little quick workaround is to go into your home helper. Then the only ones that you want enabled is home helper component, home helper block home, as well as block home in other apps. Great, so once that's done, we're going to select back. We definitely want to have widget overlap. Well, it's not too important, but I always just have it overlapped for any lock screen that I do, so I always recommend just having that enabled. And that is pretty much that. We're going to select back. That is our Widgetlocker settings complete. We can just go out of it now, and hopefully you should have your completely blank lock screen, as now we can start by adding in those amazing looking UCCW skins. Alrighty then, so in order to add in those UCCW skins, very easy to do. We'll start off the one at the top. We're going to hold down on that lock screen, select widgets right now, and we want to scroll all the way down to UCCW over here. And as always, doesn't matter what size you choose. See, I didn't even know what I looked at there, as you can always just resize it to whatever else you want. Now what you want to be doing is selecting UZIP at the top right hand side there, whereby you want to find that folder that you've copied onto your phone that's called Lockerscreen. You want to select it now, and it comes up with these two UZIPs. Remember, don't try and extract them, just leave them alone, as UCCW knows how to handle .uzip. So remember, don't extract them at all. So for the first one, we want to be selecting data. That's going to be our weather information at the top. So we're going to just, once it's been added, we're just going to select that hand. Just need to hold down on it because it's a bit teeny tiny. And now we can select resize. So obviously now we can just resize it to make it look a whole lot better. And you can always just choose whatever looks best for you. I'm just going to leave it like that for now and see how the other one goes. So adding in the next one, very easy to do. I'm just going to do it once again. Hold down widgets and scroll all the way to UCCW right there. Remember, choose any size, doesn't matter what you want to add in. Go back into UZIP, but now we want to be selecting login, because that is the login UZIP. We're going to select that hand, and it's a little bit small as well, so we're going to hold down on it and select resize. So as always, we can make it a little bit bigger like that. So I think that looks pretty good, but now all we have to do is to edit that UCCW skins, and then after that we have to add in that custom slider. Great, so from here we want to be editing these UCCW skins, so we're just going to select it now to bring up or open up our editor. Remember, if you can't do that, that means that your lock widgets mode is on within UCCW, and in order to turn that off, you just need to jump into UCCW from your app drawer, go into your options at the top, select lock widgets, and make sure that it's off, otherwise you can't get to this very screen. So as you can see, I've just opened it up now. It just says username, so I don't want that to say username. So I'm just going to go into my edit objects. Remember, if you have no idea how to use this newly updated UCCW, to check in the link in the description below for a complete guide to it. Next up, we're going to be selecting our static text 1, and we're going to scroll down to all the way till it says text right here. That's at 1, remember, for the username. Now, of course, you can just rename this to whatever other username that you would want. So I'm just going to go with my Twitter handle like that. So I'm just going to type it in, select OK, and it is done like that. Remember, if it doesn't fit in too well, maybe it's too much to one side, that you can always select position and reposition it. Now, you're also welcome to change in that password, but of course it's not really usable, but like you can always change it to whatever else that you would want. I'm guessing that'll just be in your static text too. Now, once that's done, you can just select lock widgets right here, go into your options, lock widgets, and then select on, as now it'll enable your hotspots, as I don't really want it to open up anything. Like if you tap like that, you don't want it to open up your editor. However, the author has linked this top weather icon there to Iron Sky Weather. So remember, if you want to prevent anything from opening up or at all, you just want to hold down on these skins and select block clicks. Just do it to both of them just to make sure that everything will be in order. So nothing at all now will open up when you tap any one of those skins. Finally, what we want to be doing is to add in our custom slider that will enable us to tap login and unlock the phone. Alright guys, almost there. We just need to hold down, maybe do it at the top so you got some free space there, and you want to select custom slider. Hopefully you've now installed that invisible tabs like we did in the beginning. So we just need to select our theme, whichever one we want, but we want to go for invisible tabs. I guess as always you could just use that first default one. I don't think it really makes a difference, but what you do want to do is slide the lock screen, well the lock one icon, the green one here, slide it to the right and select disabled, and now select the little sound icon, this gray one, and slide it to the left and select disabled as well. Next up you want to select that middle icon right here. You want to now select Widgetlocker actions and you want to select unlock. Of course, well, you want it to unlock your phone. Next up, what you want to do is select the icon menu option here. You want to go into your gallery. You're going to go into your preferred gallery app and you want to find a blank PNG if you don't have one already. Don't worry if you don't have one. I was going to select mine like this. Don't crop it at all. Remember, if you don't have a blank PNG, check in the link in the description below for one. You just want to always have one of these on your phone. It always comes in handy for doing certain lock screens and home screens. So from here, I'm just going to select done right now. Now, of course, it's at the top and it's invisible because that's what we made it. So I'm just going to hold down in that more or less area, select resize, and as you can see, there it is now appeared. And I'm just going to resize it over my login button right here. Of course, you can make it whatever size you want as long as it covers that login button. I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to test it out now just by selecting back and selecting that login button, and badam, it has now unlocked your phone. We can now just test it out once again. Let's just see how it looks. And there it is. There is our lock screen complete. Hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up, as well as please subscribe to that awesome mycolorscreen channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to check out our Facebook, Google+, Twitter community, and Instagram community, as we always enjoy helping you guys recreate beautiful looking Android home screens and lock screens. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Marco here from mycolorscreen, and as always, don't stop customizing.